Okay, guys, good evening. Welcome to Tuesday Night with Hilly. I know, I don't usually stream Tuesday nights, but we're a shorter stream. Sorry, it's not Tuesday night, it's Monday night. That was a good start to the stream. Sorry, I don't usually stream Monday nights, but we're down a streamer at the moment, and we've got such a good grid in a way. I decided this had to be streamed, so this might, I think, be the strongest grid I've ever commentated on. You did think it was Tuesday today, Josh, and I gave you a little gift saying silly boy or something, and I've just done it myself. Unbelievable. Isn't it strange? Why did we both think it was Tuesday today? That's odd. Um, okay, so anyway, we've got short qualifying, 50% race at the glorious Belgium Spa. The absolute greatest track of all time. No shadow of doubt in that, whether you like it or not yourself individually. For F1, it's the absolute greatest track. I believe there's been reports in recent years about them possibly axing it. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. Axe Monaco, don't axe Spa, whatever you do. So we're heading into qualifying now. I can't wait for this. It's going to be super tight. So I'm just going to get my laptop open as well so that I can do a prediction for the race. Not sure what to do. The reason we got this grid, by the way, is I'm not too sure why, but the attendance on Mondays at the moment is very poor from the full-time drivers. So thank you to all of the guys that have jumped in tonight to give us a 19-car grid, because earlier on it was looking like 10 or 11. So thank you to all of you. To be honest, the race probably wouldn't have gone ahead if you hadn't come and joined us. So thank you very much for doing that. Very much appreciated. Right, just getting into my laptop a second. But we are into comms. There we go. I couldn't hear anything then for a second. It does help if you turn your headphones up a little bit so you can hear. Right, what was I going to do? I can't remember. Oh, I've just seen in Discord second wet Belgian race in a row. Perhaps it's you, Niall. Even in Paella. Perhaps it's you, Niall. I don't know. If you're free, Paella, you could jump on co-coms with me if you want. Laptop's running very slow. Okay, dry wet, you think, Josh? Okay, actually, you messaged me earlier asking about any differences. One of the differences, actually, in HRF1 and WAF1, we use approximate weather, not whatever the other one's called. So it's not. Don't look at the pictures, because quite often the pictures are completely wrong. You need to look at the percentages. So pretty much over 70% is going to be intermediates. About 85% is probably full wets. Anything under that, you're probably dries. You might have a bit of intermediate running in if it's underneath that. Oh, you're racing in R. Oh, you traitor, Paella! I can't believe you're racing in RRF1. Oh, I can't believe you're doing that. That's just. Oh. Wow, you've just gone down in my estimate. No, RF1's a great league. And, obviously, Dark Mark is WAF1's Thursday commentator, and we appreciate him very much. Oh, you're going off the I've never tried going off the temperatures before. In fact, I don't look at the temperatures. I probably should. It has got an effect on the tyre wear, doesn't it? So, yeah. Anyway, we're on with Mirage now, guys, because he's first out on track. So I will try to do a hilly hot lap with him. I do feel like maybe I did it with him the other night, but we'll give it a go in a way. If it's Tuesday, of course, I'll be streaming WAOF1, which is a Tuesday division, which is another very sweaty division. Though Carcy has missed the last couple of weeks due to other concerns, so that's made those two races have been absolutely open, which has been fantastic. So here comes Mirage then, pretty much starting the lap halfway through the final corner because you're looking to get a good exit out onto the straight. DRS opens down to turn 1 and brake around about the 100-metre board, turn in, drop to second but very quickly shift up to third to help with the traction on the exit. Now climbing up to ridiculous speeds, we're going to be flat through Eau Rouge. So very, very little steering input is the key to Eau Rouge. It keeps your speed up. DRS again, open all the way down to a series of corners. I do forget the corner names, so forgive me. I would have done a little bit of research if I knew I was commentating a bit earlier, but there we go. Open up steering very nicely, a very nice series of corners there, and then into the heavy, sort of long-winded right-hander that seems to go on forever. Then a little bit of a blind turn in. Again, open up the steering, get on the power, and go down to Pouwol, throw the car in. You can see Mirage uses 6th through there, I tend to use 7th, but each to their own. There's no sort of right or wrong way of doing it. It's Fatal Defiance. Disqualified from the session, that is actually because he's got a qualifying ban, guys, so he's done that deliberately to make sure he starts at the back, which is very fair of him, so thank you for that, Fatal. With the two right-handers then. Remember on 22 last year, that second right-hander was an absolute nightmare of a corner. Traction was so bad, the amount of people used to spin round into the inside wall. Black through the left, and now down to what I still call the bus stop chicane, because it just is the bus stop chicane. I'm not calling it Le Chicane, whatever it's bloody called, it's just ridiculous. Bus stop chicane, and we're off to a 42.8 start from Mirage. I don't think that's going to be a pole position. No, well, 41. Wow. Sniper Monkey, slow down a bit, mate. Jeez. 41.2 from Sniper. 41.2 as well from Ramon. Gooner 42.2. 42.2? Desmond. It's a Desmond 2.2. So this is James, one of our full-time drivers, heading up the back straight. There's who was that? Spreader 42.0 across the line. TGT Tim 41.4. Very nice start to the session from him. Oh goodness me, how do I say that? Cumulonimbus in with 42.0. Josh 41.5. James managed to 42.2. Just 1,000th off his teammate. Always good when teammates are close like that. Here is ETIE Scar. Back in my days of racing ERC, I said that right, ERC, it was ERC, wasn't it? Was dominant, him and one other driver, absolutely dominant in those days, they were. Same team as the other driver, 42.9 from Scar, it's just behind his teammate. There's a misfit starts in a lap, so let's just, oh no, sorry, I thought Ransdell was on the final straight, so let's stick with Misfit and get a longer sort of lap, see a proper lap rather than doing the last bit all the time. So, yeah, well, Fatal, that's right, yeah, he was called Skytrix, well done. Racing back in 2018. I hadn't started sim racing yet at that stage. So Misfit just heading now down to Pouwol. I know there's one called the corner with no name, but I can't, or no name corner. I can't remember which one it is. I can't remember which one it is, of course, because they didn't give it a name. If they gave it a name, I might remember. See what I mean? So we need to go to open up the steering on that first right-hander because the second one of the two is flat. As is this little left-hander. In a dry, it's very much like a kink in the road, that left-hander. It starts to rain, it suddenly changes, and you have to sort of shift down to 7th. Amazing how corners can do that. But, here comes Misfit then. And it's a 43.4, not a bad start from Misfit at all. Bear in mind, he's literally decided last minute to race. He's going to reserve from sort of HRF1 and FPR. I want to make sure the guys that are coming from other leagues, that their leagues all get a mention tonight. Fairley's already done a time, so I assume he's on an in-lap. It's going again, no. I think everybody's on in-laps, I can't see anybody. Oh, hang on, we've got Lange and Mako. Very close together on track, actually, so here's Mako. Goes up to the end of sector 1. I sort of say it on tracks like this, but first and the third sectors being the really sort of high-speed sectors. It's all they're about really, is how fast does your car go in a straight line. The second sector, all about the downforce. How quick can you get through the corners? How much speed can you carry through the corners? And because of that, it does make it tricky to set up for Spar. Let's go down to Spar. Get a bottle of lemonade or something. Spar. Spar is not a great word to say when you're Bristolian. Really, because we pronounce our R's so much, you see. Spar. Can't not do it. Spar. It's just like normal to me. They go through the two right-handers then. Have a quick driver. So the 41.2s from Sniper and Ramon in the first runs, and the 41.4 from Tim and Josh on a 41.5. It's, well, 42.2 from Mako puts him in P8, and those times are a bit unreal. It does make me think if we're likely to see a 140, high 140 for pole, which would be something. Here's Gunnar, our boss man. They are some ridiculous laps. And the scary thing, Paella, I don't think they finished somehow. I am thinking he might have a 140, a high 140 for pole. Which would be short qualify, but because there's rain in the race, I'd imagine that people are going to be quite happy to use all their tyres. So I'm hoping that we're going to get 3 runs from all the drivers. It's quite often with a short quali, you know, a lot of drivers like to save a fresh set of softs for the race, just in case they're needed. So quite often you only see the 2 runs. You know, just 3 thousandths down through sets of 1, which is absolutely nothing. Oh, I was about to say he's very nice through the difficult series of corners, but he invalidates. Very tight. That must have been very tight invalidation indeed. Here is Sniper Monkey then, our provisional pole sitter. It's good to watch. It's a good watch with him. Every corner he tries to get the car as far wide as he can on entry. Just open up the corner, and it generally allows you to get on the power quicker out of the corners. So he's a little bit wide on the line there, but not too bad. So light through sets of 2 then. Oh, I was going to say that's pushing it. It is an invalidation. He was just over a 10th up. He was pretty much on for a 41.100. Sorry, 41.100. Into Ramon. It's just coming up to the end of second sector now. And he's identical in how much he's improving to what Sniper was. Both 0.112 up. Sniper invalidating through there. Ramon hasn't. Can't find anything in this last sector. Unless he's adjusted his wings, then obviously he should chicane is pretty much the only chances. Tim did actually go fastest momentarily there on a 41.234, but it's a 41.121 from Ramon that takes him back up to provisional pole. Josh is on his way to the end of the lap here, and he's improving as well. There's Josh, 41.3, puts him in P4. He just started the lap. I'll tell you what, let's go with John Z, because I don't think I've seen him do a lap before. I know he's very good. They got AMS in front of them, and they're very good, basically. It's a pretty good indicator. But he's 4 attempts down in sets of 1. I think he had a bit of difficulty out of turn 1, but a little out of sorts. He's not an improvement. And it's his cruising. Barely a couple of attempts down of sector 1 and has invalidated. Anybody else? Ransdell? Yeah, Ransdell's improving. He's quarter of a second up through sector 2. He's up now towards the end of the lap in the one-stop chicane. .42.1, that's a quarter of a second improvement for Ransdell and moves into P12. So a nice improvement. Raj also on an improvement. Four attempts improvement, actually stays P15 with that time. It's just ridiculous. Mirage, I see him in other leagues and he's up near the front in other leagues. So that gives you an idea of how unbelievably fast this grid is tonight. I don't think, in all fairness, that he's got his best lap on the board there. I think he's got a lot more in him, but gives you an idea. Longe returning to racing for the first time in months tonight, so it'll be nice to see his lap in a moment. We'll just watch Misfit through to the end of his, and then we'll go on board with Longe, see how he's getting on. Guns, 42.7. Cruise for 6.5 tenths. Misfit and goes ahead of Scar into P16. So let's go then to Longe and see his lap. Nicely through Eau Rouge. The RS picks up. See his rear wing open. And see his corners. Is it Rascas this? I know someone's called Rascas. It might be Rascas, I don't know. It's a little bit wide on the long right-hander. Kind of need to keep the car reasonably tight to the inside. Don't want to be touching the curb. Can spin you around. You want to stay pretty tight to the inside, and that's going to spin. That's going to be a spin. And around he goes. Unfortunately, the inside curb at Fuon is a death curb. Sniper. Just coming around to start a lap. Nobody else on a lap at the moment, so I think Sniper is the next one to start. So, is it going to be Paul? So these are, now we're heading into the final runs. Oh, Paella. We're all the same, mate. We're all the same. It's extremely good. I have to say, fair play to James and Spreader at the moment. We're up there in 8 and 9. Doing a grand job at the moment. 41.8 from James. This is a fantastic lap. Just under half a tenth up through sector 1. So the high downforce sector 2 tends to be where you can gain the time. Little. See, gets it a lot tighter to the inside of what we saw Longe and allows you to open up steer and get on the power out a little bit sooner. Give you a place to gain lap time. 7th through Puon, but that's an invalidation. He's run wide on the exit. Definite run wide. What else have we got here? There's a spreader. Put that slightly up. Set to 1. So that looked very nice, and it was indeed. It was just over 3.5 temps up. A lot of time gained through sets over 3 temps. Again, just in sets of 2. You sort of say to yourself, don't do anything stupid on the straight, like put the wheel on the grass or something like that. And then you look to sort of nail your braking really. And get a good exit if you can, and that's not bad. So here comes Spreader, 41.4 from Spreader, that's an awesome lap. Great lap spread, that puts him up to P6. James unfortunately is invalidated. Tim is improving, he's a 10th up. He needs a tiny bit more. Yeah, Ramon's earlier in the lap, so he needs a little bit more. About, I think he needs another 13 thousandths through sets of 3 to nip ahead and put the pressure back onto Ramon. And he's done it. Has he? No, not quite. Not quite. 41.144, but a fantastic lap, Tim. Well done, mate. 2 for Tim. Here's John Z. It's a little bit tentative there. Yeah, he's not improving. I don't know whether it's the Aston just put him off slightly, being ahead of him, but the Aston didn't do anything wrong, but I just wonder if it just put him... Oh, Ramon makes a mistake! And, oh, he's miles down in a way, I didn't realise that. So not improving, but he doesn't need to. It is pole position in a way. With an outstanding lap from Ramon. Outstanding. 41.4 being P6. Oh, I might hang up my gloves, Paella. Ramon takes pole from Tim. Sniper Monkey P3. No, Guio, what a lap, mate. I didn't actually notice that one. What a lap, Niall. That's a fantastic result. P4 for you. Josh in P5. Master Spread 6. Fairley in 7. Gunnar 8. Well done, Gunnar. 41.7 for him. John ZP9 in the end. I won't go through all of them. I'll just scroll through because I'll do the grid countdown. Drivers out there listening, please do not ready up. There will be a 5-minute break before the race starts. If you look at your Discord, Gunnar will put the time that we are starting in the Discord so that you know, but only an admin is to press the button. So do not ready up. Okay, guys, so there we go. We got all the positions in. We got any instance in, and it's raining heavy. Look at that's not inters. That's full wet. Surely that's full wet. Look at the puddles on the track. So anyway, guys, I'm going to take a quick break, grab myself a coffee, and I'll be back with you shortly, ready for the formation lap. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, back with you now. It's a little bit late, but only just coming for Eau Rouge, so it's okay. Right, let's do the grid countdown. As you can see, it's very wet. So Ramon starts pole alongside Tim. We'll be hoping to get him into turn 1 if we can. Sniper Monkey P3 alongside Nalguio, who's had a fantastic qualifying. Josh in P5 alongside Spreader in P6. Again, that for Spreader is an outstanding qualifying. Fairley P7, Gunnar P8, John Z and Cumulonimbus. Can I just call him Cloud? I might just call him Cloud. John Z and Cloud are the 2 Red Bulls on the 5th row of the grid filling out the top 10. James in P11, Kevins in P12. Ransdell 13, Mako 14, with Mirage and Scar, the 2 halves on the 8th row of the grid. Misfit and Boulange 17 and 18, and Fates of Defiance, who had a qualifying banter tonight and did just that, starts at the back. As you can see on Fatal's car there, that is blue rimmed tyres, so we are on full wet tyres. Very much expected when I saw just how many puddles there were. Let me quickly do a prediction. I forgot to do it, didn't I? Let me quickly do one so you guys watching can do it. Will an AMS driver win this race? That's what we're going with. That's obviously a very yes or no. That's the first thing that comes to mind, and I obviously need to get the prediction out very quickly. I'll give you so I'll give you 10 minutes, guys. So you've got 10 minutes of the race to see if you want before making the prediction. Or you could be a sport and do it immediately. So we'll line up with Ramon on the left of your screen, Tim to the right, Sniper Monkey just behind Ramon, with Nar Guio just behind Tim on the right hand side. We'll clear the screen. Just clear the screen apart from the track map just in case of any yellows. Ransdell and Mako disqualified, and we'll start around about, I think it's about a metre back in the grid slots. As what's happening? Oh, I think the grid's glitched. Ah, oh, unbelievable. The grid's glitched. Oh, goodness me. Alright, let's get a screenshot of that. Yeah, Gunnar's just left the session, so that is our sign that there is a restart, guys. It's going to be a lobby restart. Just upload that screenshot of the grid, and unfortunately the grid has glitched, so we are going to have to do a lobby restart. No choice on that one, unfortunately. Right, what am I trying to do here? Is it uploaded yet? Not yet. I don't know if Gunnar can hear me or not, but I think advisable, and I might say this in most leagues actually, I might say put this in the leagues, but it might be advisable to turn formation lap off for a while until they do some sort of fix, because this is happening a lot recently. It's annoying because we do want the formation lap on. I like having it on to do the grid rundown and everything, but right, okay, let's get myself into the new lobby. Da 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 da. I'll do some entertainment. Should I sing for you all? No, I'm not going to sing for you all. I'm trying to gain viewers, not lose them. Um, right, okay. So we're just doing the restarts. So, drivers, any drivers listen, if you get in the lobby as quick as you can, please, and choose your car, please, as well. The quicker you get in the lobby, the quicker Gunnar could do the grid. So, yeah, Sniper's just put something in the Discord chat that I must admit I agree with him. It's interesting having full wets. I can't remember the last time I used a set of full wets on this game. So, this is nuts, says James. What's nuts? Your nuts? Or my nuts? Your nuts? Who's nuts? Right. Yeah. Do you mean the pace? Or the fact that when a lobby restart occurs, every man and his uncle starts typing messages into Discord? You can't read anything. That's nuts. Alright. Anything else? Do I need to look at anything else? Yes, I'm just typing this out in the Discord, but obviously, guys, Gunnar will do his best to replicate the weather as it was going to be, but you do only get the 3 weather slots. That's Dad watching the legendary TV series MASH in the background, laughing his head off. What a great series that was. So we've got the 19 drivers in, so as soon as Gunnar's finished. So again, a message, guys, to drivers. When Gunnar tells you can ready up, that means go to the grid. Don't press the button straight away, please. There'll be at least a couple of minutes for drivers to do their setups, strategy, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. So please don't go readying up straight away. So, what should we do now then? Should have got a crossword out or something, shouldn't I? Could have been doing a crossword and reading the clues out for you guys. Good time for an ad break though. Just double checking that Gunnar has turned formation lap off. He has indeed turned the formation lap off, so it's definitely off. Right, so Gunnar's message in the chat says, let's go, ready up at 8:43. Don't forget your setups, and formation lap is off. So that means once on the grid, do not ready up before 8:43. Go time is 8:43. To give the drivers the chance to do the setups, strategies, fuel, blah, blah, blah. Starting last again, Ambulate. You are, mate, but this time, because, you know, you didn't have a choice, to be fair. So it might be the best place, mate. You never. I know I say this every time, but it might be the best place to be. So it tells me this is going to be a feisty one, especially with these conditions. It's always a bit of guesswork going on in the early stages. With the full wets on. Ramon's put in the Discord, good luck everyone. I second that. Good luck guys. Let's have a good one. Let's have a good race. This grid has the potential to be one of the most ridiculous races I've ever commentated on. So let's hope. Fingers crossed it's going to be just that. I'll say it again because I can't say it enough times. Do not forget your setups, guys. My tip, as I always say this, my tip to you is do your setup first so that you know it's on the car, and then worry about your fuel and all that stuff. Fuel's going to be quite hard to gauge, isn't it? Because we're starting full wets, going to winters. You always seem to gain fuel back in the wet conditions, and then go into slicks where you're going to start burning your fuel. And of course, especially with these conditions, you would think that there's quite a reasonable risk of a safety car. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some people going up -2 on their fuel loads. And there's normally one lunatic that would pop up and say, I went -4, and then I didn't make it to the end. So fast in a straight line, but I couldn't get to the end of the race. Right. So reminder guys, it is straight in, no formation lap, due to what seems to be an ongoing glitch now. It's happening a lot. So it's happened at least 3 times this week in the races I've been in. So in this last week. So I think it might be time to start admitting that maybe we should turn the formation lap off going forward. Until they actually provide a patch of some sort to fix it. Although they said to get go time was 43, I think they're waiting for 44 because by the time everybody loaded in it was already 42, so I think Gunnar's just typing the go message now. Niall just asking Gunnar if he's allowed to run into us, and Gunnar has said if you want. Really don't advise it, Niall. The lights all come on. Out they go really quickly, and away we go. Looked to me like Ramon got a really good reaction time there. And it's going to be hectic through the field. Oh, we've got some contact. Somebody's ended up round. And there's a 5-second penalty for James for a severe collision with Johnsy. And James has ended up round, and so has Sniper Monkey coming out of turn 1. Back up to the front then, and Ramon leads. Tim having a look to the outside. Ramon covers it off, and Tim not alongside to make a move. The big battle going on here between Niall, Master Spread. Niall has put the inters on, so looking at the tyres, Niall and Scar have opted to start on the inters in the hope that they can hold close enough to the field. Oh, the Red Bull's round. That's Cumulus Nimbus. Is round. Gets herself going again. Drops to 15th. Scar has a little look. Oh, somebody else is round now. That's Mako. Really not shocked to see this, whether it's contacts or whether it's drivers losing it themselves. It's not a surprise with these conditions. Nobody's practicing these conditions either. Fatal gets past Cumulus. Oh, Cumulus gets back past though. Doesn't appear to have any damage. So that's something. Just having a look at James. I think James is missing an end plate, unfortunately. So I think James does have damage. And then let's have a look at the position changes. So we've got Josh Spreader up 2, Gunnar and Johnsy up 3. The biggest gainer off the start is up 8 places, Misfit. And Boulange up 7, Fatal up 5. I think I just saw someone at the bottom of the screen saying Fatal's lost connection or something. Let me get in his Xbox so I can get a quick invite sent to him. Oh, he got in before I could send the invite, fair enough. So look at those times, 2 minutes, 2, well it's only lap 1 to be fair. Uno runs out wide, coming out turn 1, my goodness, he almost didn't get back on track. It looked for all the world like he was going to end up going straight into the wall then. Really trying to suss out how much grip they've got through Eau Rouge. Lap 1, I don't think anybody would have been trying anything too spectacular through there. It's got Boulange making a move here on Mirage to the inside. Gets ahead and makes the move stick. Nicely done. Can't always guarantee you're going to see too much of that. So Johnsy finds himself now on the inside of Gunnar. James has made it back range to the pit. He's got a new front wing. As, oh, Johnsy's left the session. I don't have Johnsy added. AMS Johnsy, if you're listening to comms, you're going to need to send me an invite, or, you know, a request, a friend request, because I don't have you added. Unless one of your AMS buddies noticed it and can get you invited back. Might be that we're in a party together or something, so hopefully you get back in. You're doing nicely. Let's just have another look at those tyres. So Niall at the moment coming on to P8. He's got Misfit behind him. He's off to an incredible start in this race. So, straights, of course, not an issue. Particularly on the drivers on the straights. Then he gets a little bit out of sorts. Collision behind by the sounds of it. We launch inside a Misfit. It's turn 1. And we've got to retire Mako. He's out. He retires in the pits and he's out of the race. Just getting a little bit sideways. They're trying to make their way past John Z, who's desynced at the moment. So hopefully he gets back in. There's nothing I can do to help him unless he sends me a friend request. So John Z, if you're listening, if you send me a friend request, it's what is it? Hilly 3030. Oh, there he is. He's joined. He's joined. He must have got one of the other AMS guys to invite him. Oh, Misfit! Got out of shape once, recovered it and got straight out of shape again. Doesn't take the end plate off, so hopefully no damage. James back out there and he's already onto the inters, so that's one way he's going to try and make up some time by having already pitted to the inters. But at the same time, he will of course be hoping for a safety car. If we do get a safety car, everybody will pit to inters, I think. Even though the track at the moment isn't quite there. It's not quite there. So I just lost a couple of places to Misfit and Randall. Ramon at the moment disappearing at the front. There's Ransdell then. It's the inside of Misfit. And then be the outside, of course, to the flat left-hander. Well, not flat in these conditions. Passage gear to 7th and lift, as Misfit just did. So I'm going to look to the inside. I don't think he's quite going to get alongside Misfit. Does try to leave the room. Kemmett spits up 10 seconds for corner cutting. Kemmett, your best bet that, buddy. If you feel it was unfair, make sure you clip it so you can have it removed. And Mirage makes his way past Boulange. Back past Boulange at turn 1. So there's little signs now. Niall only a second off of fairly ahead of him. It's starting to look like the inters are pretty much on level terms. They're maybe slightly slower still, but they're clearly, it's very clear that they're not far off. As Misfit goes to the inside of Ransdell to take that place back. And yeah, holds the line really nicely. Blocks off any attempts. And Ransdell to try and come back at him in that series of corners. And it's a good exit out of them as well to just put a little bit of space between them. Oh, but runs wide. And a long right-hander. It's going to have to rejoin. It's going to be an awkward rejoin, I think. But he does it well, to be fair. And he's actually going to get a run. It's going to land past Scar. He might even get back past Ransdell. He does. Just before Pouon, Ransdell has to come out from behind him because he's going to hit the back of him. And Ransdell goes round. Did he get tagged? I don't know if he got tagged or whether he just lost the back end. Sniper Monkey trying to get past Scar. Through he goes. So Niall and Cumulus Nimbus having a little battle there. But Niall's actually, he's lost out to Mirage, but he's only right on the back of him. Cumulus Nimbus is going to try and make a lunge. He's going to hit the back of Mirage. Oh, Cumulus, that wasn't very well executed, buddy. Then he has a bit of trouble getting back on. Oh, and what's happened to that Ferrari? Oh, Longe just about manages to hold on to that. Could easily have lost it. It's not the best moments there for Cumulus. Completely outbreaks himself into the chicane trying to make a move. There is another one. So Josh now to the inside of Spreader. So this would be where they would be making DRS overtakes. He seems to back out there, Josh. Look at the track. Still just about see puddles. Not much has changed in terms of weather. Still looks like it's raining very heavily. We're reaching the point now, so in fact no, we have reached the point now where if the guys pit off of the wets, the very front guys pit off of the wets, they won't drop behind Niall, who started on the inters. So it's not come quick enough for Niall, unfortunately for him. Hi Chalky, hope you're well, mate. Thanks for joining. Cumulus Nimbus goes past Boulange. Looks like Boulange goes a bit deep into the corner, and that's going to allow Johnsy through as well. Boulange, oh, he's wrestling the car. I think he's got it back now. Very clearly wrestling that car. Oh, we've got a safety car this time. It's not James. Who is it? There it is. Ransdell's lost his front wing. Very weak safety car for me. Driver loses a front wing. Very weak to bring out a safety car for that. But I guess in real life, if it was right in the middle of the track, they would. So on go. That was fresh wets. Well, Ramon's made a mistake. Ramon has made a mistake. He's put fresh wets on. That cannot have been what he meant to do. That cannot be what he meant to do, guys. He definitely would have meant to go to Inters. And quite often what happens when you may select them yourself, I think what can happen sometimes is the game comes up with a different strategy option, and he's probably clicked it to pit this lap, but the game's put him back to full wets instead of inters. He's not the only one. Fairly's pitted to full wets. So maybe some drivers thinking, no, it's just too early. I couldn't disagree more. I think the guys on inters before the safety car were really starting to show that they could hold on to the guys on the full wets. So for me, by the time this safety car ends, it may not favour the inters, but it's going to be so close in time that when the full wet guys have got a pit, the inter guys will get the advantage. Once the track dries up too much for the full wets, the pace advantage the inter guys will have will be huge. There's no scope for staying on full wets, really. You will lose a lot of time if you try and stay on full wets to the point where it dries up. We are expecting it to dry up. The weather is set that it was supposed to be, well, before the restart, it was supposed to be full wet to winter to slick before the end. So I believe that is what Gunnar would have set on the restart. So it would have been full rain, into rain, intermediate rain, and then dry. I think it might make a difference is depending on which dry he used, whether it's the complete sun would obviously make the track dry up very quickly, or if it was overcast as we saw last night, it meant that the track dried up very slowly. I suspect he probably went with the in-between one, which I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be cloudy or something, so it would be a sort of middle of the road dry up. As you can see, absolutely everybody's been in. We will be doing another lap. The safety car was certainly not caused by James, and so therefore the game will wait for James to catch up. So the guys that pitted to full wets at the moment, they haven't changed their mind. They changed their mind right now. They dropped behind Sniper in P17, so I guess really they haven't got much choice but to stick with what they've done and hope that it turns out to be the right call. For me personally, surely going to Inters was the correct thing to do there. It's very clear that the track is definitely still wet conditions. It's like full wet conditions. I mean, it's definitely still puddles on the track. And those puddles start to become less visible and disappear. That gives you a sign that it's time for inters. And also keep an eye on tyre temps as well, because if the wet starts to overheat, that will also be another sign that we're ready for the intermediate tyres. So a quick look at the position changes while we're waiting for the end of the safety car. So far, Spreader up 3, Josh up 1, Gooners up 3, Fairley up 1, Mirage up a fantastic 8 at the start of this race from 15th to 7th. Niall down 4, options to start on those intermediates, of course. Cumulo Nimbus up 1, Boulange up 8. Fantastic start from him as well. Couldn't get a time on the board in Quali. Started 18th because Fatal had the Quali ban. But Fatal himself is also up 8 places from P19 to P11. Awesome start from him. Misfit and Scar have also gained. Misfit 3 places, Scar up 1. Sniper Monkey, the big loser at the moment, down 14. And James, unfortunately something happened for him in turn 1 and he ended up without an end plate on the right side of his car, right side of his front wing. So safety car in this lap. Just goes back to the tyres so you can keep an eye on that. But well, interesting that we're going to see the different strategies. And there's no doubt that this, I mean, look at it, it's typical Ardennes forest sort of rain. It's absolutely hammering down. So there's no doubt right now that the guys on the wets are on the correct tyre. But, will the advantage last long enough? Don't swear. What do you mean? Stop attacking the sofa, cat. Like that. And away goes Ramon then. Oh, Sim loses it slightly. Or did he get a nudge? I'm not sure. I think he lost that himself slightly. But he's recovered it quickly, so he's okay. And a bit further down the field, is everybody going alright? Seemed to be. Launches. Well, I think he was aiming for a move. Looked like Johnsy just outbraked himself and in trying not to hit people. Tried his best not to hit people, but ultimately ended up in the wall. But from first looks on that, it doesn't look like there's any damage to his car. As Scar and Misfit threw Eau Rouge together. That ain't easy to do in these conditions. Not easy to do in the dry, let alone these conditions. Ramsdale's getting the run as well, but he's going to sort of get boxed in here. So yeah, you just hear him lift slightly. Doesn't particularly want to be right on the gearbox going into a corner. It's a moment. Ramon has pulled nearly 3 seconds already as Ramsdale picks up 3 seconds for that little corner cut there that you saw. I think he was trying to avoid Misfit in all fairness. No flags are out, so I can't see any obvious reason for that. But there we go. Well, at the moment, Ramon is flying in these conditions on the wet tyres. Fairley's now up to P3. Well, I was very much on the side of the guys that went to Inters, thinking they'd done the right thing, but the rain doesn't seem to be stopping. It's supposed to be getting lighter, and it's just not. We are a third of the way into this race. Jonesy picks up 3 seconds, and Fairley, you can see straight line speed advantage, and that is helped by having the right tyres, of course. Clements gets further penalties now. Fairley lunges at the inside, but such is his grip advantage, he can do that. Ramon sets fastest lap. Okay, everybody just struggling a little bit at the moment. We've got someone round. I think it was Cumulo Nimbus round at the chicane. I'm still going to get a run, not quite by the looks of it. Sniper hoping to get a run on his, well, teammate for the evening. And Ransdell doesn't fight it sensibly, I think. As Kemmets is out, retires in the pits. If you remember, he got a 10-second penalty early in the race for corner cutting, and then I think I've seen like a 5-second and a 3-second pop up, so I think he's had enough of that. So it just causes the yellow flag, but definitely won't cause the safety car. Josh. Right, okay. Right, the rain it's lighter. The rain is lighter. Still coming down pretty hard, but it's definitely lighter, so this track is going to begin drying up to intermediate levels. The only thing, the spectator camera, the broadcast cam isn't greatest. It does give you some great angles, but it gives you a lot of angles where you just can't see anything. This one's a pretty good one. Of Josh and Fairley driving very nicely side by side. They got Tim wanting to, it seemed to be wanting to make it a freeway battle, but advisably in the end does back out of that, and looks like Fairley just runs a little bit wider out the corner than the two Williams. We do a sort of switchback. Is Tim going to get him as well? Josh is through. Is Tim going to be able to get him as well? As Gunnar picks up 3 seconds through Eau Rouge. And oh, Boulange is out. This is going to be a safety car, surely. It might not, you know. He is actually quite a bit off track. No way. In real life, that was a safety car. I tell you that now. Car off at Eau Rouge when people come through in these conditions. That would have been a safety car, but unlucky for Boulange. Sorry, I moved off of that then when they were just about going into the corner. But, Johnsy gets that one done and is up to P15. But unlucky Boulange on his return. Whether it's a return or whether it's a one-off, I don't know. But it's nice to have seen him on track tonight. Been a while. Team right on the back here. Barely. Every lap that passes now, these inters are getting faster and faster, and there are signs that Josh is starting to eat back into the lead of Ramon. So I guess Ramon needs to decide whether he wants to pit now to go to intermediates, or at the end of the next lap it would be. Fairley has, he's in, he's going to go to intermediates. But look at the amount of time Josh is taking out of Ramon. It's down to 5.5 already. Who else have we got? Faisal up to P8 now. What a race he's having at the moment. Touch wood, say that. So Fairley exits then in P15. But we'll have a little bit of a tyre advantage, so I think he'll be moving pretty quick to get back to the back of the group, back of the field. Oh, Tim gets out of sorts. Jumilo Nimbus is out. He retires in the pits. Tim got out of sorts there on the right hander at the end of the long straight, and that allowed Gunnar through, and Mirage has followed him through as well now. Tim losing 2 places there in a matter of about 3 corners. 3 or 4 corners. Looking through the field. There's so many tight battles, it's hard to know exactly who to go to at the moment. I'll stick with this one just for now. I've got a feeling that Sniper Monkey might might be the one to go, so he's on the back of Misfit at the moment. Just gonna ad break coming up. I'm gonna snooze that one for 5 minutes, guys. So at the moment, let's have a look at my. Oh, we got a VSC. Oh, Raman had passed the pits. In comes Tim. Interestingly enough, has he got some sort of damage? Maybe. I didn't see him. He can have. He didn't hit anything, did he? He just had a little moment. Maybe just thinking it might be better to go to a fresher set of tyres. It is still raining, so we're not going to slicks. So yeah, no, just a fresh set of inters as ETE Scar picks up a drive-through penalty. A couple of other pitters as well. Johnsy and James opting to go for fresh inters. That VSC was just slightly too late for Ramon, who now sees his lead. Well, there's Josh there. 3.7 seconds. He's dropping, but let's go to Sniper because he's making a move. Inside of Misfit. And up into P9 and holds the line really nicely. Good overtake. And next up for him, he'll be looking at Fatal Defiance. As Tim gets past Ransdell. There is no doubt that having a fresh set of tyres, even in the inter conditions, is a huge advantage. So we'll see just how far he can get his way up before we get. Well, if we get to slick conditions, that's the thing. It's all right. The weather is set that it should dry up towards the end of the race, but due to the restart, obviously we had to set the weather, so we set it as close to what it was going to be, which was full wets to inters to dry. So it will be set to do that, but of course the actual change has to occur. Will it occur early enough that moving to slicks is going to be the correct thing to do? We saw that exact thing last night in the Sunday night division in HRF1 at Silverstone, where it was absolutely supposed to go to dry, but it just never got dry enough, apart from like the last lap pretty much. And we saw people staying out on the inters. Oh, we saw about 6 drivers pick up punctures in the last 2 laps, so very interesting. Of course, you've already worn your tyres a lot through the stint, and then of course at the end it's dried up. So they're now starting to seriously overheat, so they end up exploding on you a lot earlier than you expect them to. At the moment, it's not if Josh is going to catch Ramon, it's when. The only question is, will it be before the change? Ramon he wants obviously the change to happen before he gets overtaken, but it's looking less and less likely. Tim now has recovered to P8, having got past Fatal Defiance. What else have we got? We've got Misfit on the back of Fatal now. These two could be a very good battle, I think. Potentially. Keep an eye on that gap at the front. I'll give it to Ramon. He is doing a fantastic job in the gap as best he can. But certainly on the straight, Josh is absolutely... he's just demolishing the gap on the straight. Through the actual second sector in that, Ramon seems to be able to deal with it, but maybe Ramon then running a much lower higher downforce. Yeah, once we get onto a long straight, Josh is destroying the gap as Tim now sets fastest lap of the race with 53.9. So in terms of race pace, that is, I guess, around about 8 to 9 seconds off slick tyre pace. which is pretty much what you expect Inters to be. Maybe a little bit more, actually, so that would suggest we're getting drier again. Because around a lap of this length, I would actually expect the Inters to be more sort of 10-11 seconds off the dry pace. But here we go then. Josh is on the back of Ramon. Like I said, Ramon seems to be able to hold his own through the corners. So I believe he's running a very high downforce. But once we get onto the straight, I don't think there's going to be any holding Josh back, and Master Spread for that matter. Fairly further down, gets past Scarp for P13. He's not having such good luck getting through the field as Tim, but there's the move for Josh to take the lead of the race. He does it on the straight, and into the pits comes Ramon. Why so late? Why has he left it till now? I'm sure he'd been better off doing it when he had the 5-second gap. I guess he wanted to try and see if he could stay out until it got to slicks, but now he knows that's definitely not the case. He's kind of forced into this pit stop, but he is going to drop. It's going to be close with Fatal, I think. I think he might just nip out ahead of Fatal. There's Fatal there, so yeah, he is. I think Misfit's going to have a run at Fatal here. Fatal ran a bit wide at turn 1. So Ramon back out in P8. It's not the end of the world. With such lovely, fresh intermediates on the car, he's going to be quick. Going to be super quick. The other thing he has, there is a chance that pit stop's just winning the race, you know, because if this track starts to get dry in the later stages, sort of around lap 20, 21, 22, he'll have the best chance of getting to the end of the race without having to pit again. And he's going to be super quick now. So although that looks like Ramon's made a mistake by staying out on the wets for so long, now he's pitted and dropped down to P8. Don't be so sure, guys. Don't be so sure. I think he's still in with a chance of winning this race. So I'm saying on lap 15 that Ramon can still win this race, and we'll see how he gets on. It's already taken over a second out of Sniper Monkey. Just ahead of us, Niall runs a bit wide through the fast left-hander. At the moment, no sign of this track drying to full dry tyres. So let's go to Ramon then. He's caught. Oh, in fact, he's past Sniper Monkey. Sorry, I missed that. He's got passed into the chicane, or maybe just before the chicane, and he will now look to close what will be the biggest gap he will need to close. 6 seconds to Tim, who is only on 4 lap inters himself, so actually this is a difficult gap to close up. You love that little camera angle you get where you can see the cars approaching Eau Rouge in the background. Just see Misfit on his way up to Eau Rouge in the background there. That was a beautiful camera shot. So we'll get an idea through Sector 2, I think, of how much Ramon could catch on to these guys. But, of course, Tim has now caught the Hatter Mirage and the AlphaTauri of Guillot. He's going to be desperate to get past these guys. He knows he's got Ramon bearing down on him. He needs a clear road. But he needs to be careful, Tim. Got much fresher tyres. You can't just get into the driver ahead of you. That was bit naughty through Pouant, but uses the superior grip through the right-hander to make the move. And now looking to pick up the slipstream on Guillot up the back straight. Well, he's out of the slipstream. Turns on the overtake. He's now on the inside. Yeah, thank goodness he's gotten past Guillaume before they reach the fast left-hander. Yeah, having a little look at coming back at him. But, you'll soon notice there's not a lot you can do against the four-lap old intermediates of Tim. And look, Ramon's just there. That's them up ahead already. So that's how much of the gap he's closed down already. As he sets fastest lap with 51.9 at the moment. That will presumably keep coming further and further down. Oh, what's happening with James? Got down to the back. So, may only technically be 6 laps of this race left, but that with these conditions, that is a long time. And Misfit and Fatal are side by side in the approach to Eau Rouge. Fatal seems to be happy to sort of fold in behind. I think there's a little touch there. And that's fairly on the back of them. He wants to pass now. So, look at the straight line speed Fatal's got. And in the end, fairly nowhere near alongside to make a move. Fatal holds him off. And his attack on Misfit as well. As DRS is enabled. So yeah, the rain has stopped, guys. DRS is enabled. We will see a switch to slick tyres. Surely the end of this lap. Oh, sorry, I've come off of that, and I think that was a move just being made, was it? Yeah, fairly on the inside of Fouan. Not a normal overtaking spot. But such is his grip advantage. Yeah, this is slick tyres now. They have to pit. They have to pit. If Josh stays out, he loses the race. Yeah, he's in. He's in. I think, and they'll all follow in. Nobody can stay out here. The only one potentially would be Ramon, but even him with his fresh tyres, that would be a mistake. But he has stayed out. Oh wow. Well, yeah, that's a mistake. That is a mistake. Whether he's just looking to do one fast lap before switching and then you come in on the end of the next lap, that might not be so bad, but he won't win this race on intermediates with all the guys behind now on softs to the end. Track's dry. I mean, it might still have a little bit of moisture on it, but it's basically dry. Tim on the back of Guillaume here. Pick up DRS now, of course. Looking to get it done just with the DRS, not burning any energy. And he is through before they reach the corner. And holds the position. Nicely done from Tim that time. Ransdell, interestingly, going to mediums rather than softs. Wants to be a bit different, that's fair enough. Fairly right on the back of him here. And he's through with the DRS. Up into the right-hander, and he's through nice and fairly. Oh, that was an accident. I didn't even mean to say that. Right, yeah. Josh has already taken over 2 seconds out of Ramon. Well, I said earlier on, Ramon can still win this race. He can't now. He can't win this race now. Even if there was a safety car right now, he could pit, but the guys would just stay out. They're not going to pit. There into the pits comes Ramon. He's noticed the amount of time he's losing, and he knows that all that's going to happen there is he's just going to fall down and down and down. With 4 laps still remaining. And of course his tyres are just going to overheat and overheat, and in the end they may even have blown up. So, as it is, with the pit stop, looks like he's going to nip out ahead of Sniper. He's going to get ahead of Sniper Monkey, I think. Well, it's on the exit. Sniper Monkey is going to nip past. Was there a yellow flag there when he went past? Seemed to be a caution out. But no, that would need looking at. I think Sniper needs to give that place back. I'm not 100% sure. But I think, well, Scar is retired in the pits. If it's a driver retiring in the pits, I don't think that the stewards would come down on that. So I think he's better off just carrying on. Barely picks up 3 seconds. For the moment, the win is looking like it could be Josh's. So look at the top 3. Josh, Master Spread, Gunnar. What a race from those 3. Well, what a race from all of them. They've done fantastic tonight. I'm just going to say that because these conditions have been horrendous. So I think everybody's done well tonight. I don't think there has been a few little mistakes here and there, but all in all, I think it's been absolutely awesome, this race. It's bound to be a few things when you get conditions like that at a track as difficult as this. Things are bound to happen. You just hope they don't happen to you. So, how much would James love to get onto the back of that string of cars, all with penalties? Because 6 seconds he needs to make up. I have a pace advantage at the moment on the medium tyres. Ransdell ahead of him, but 6 seconds, I think, in 3 laps might be a little bit much to ask. So Tim picks up the DRS. Here he comes, using his... No, he wasn't using his energy, actually. He wasn't using the overtake, just done with DRS. Through goes Tim. He's back up to P4 now. And he is in penalty range of Gunnar. But can't always trust that. You don't know what's happened for Gunnar. He may be able to request a removal of a warning, which could remove the 3 seconds. You just can't assume. So you'll still be looking... Tim, if he can, he'll still be looking to catch Gunnar and get ahead on track just to make sure of the place. Any other battles anywhere? Ransdell close to the back of Fairley, but at the moment you've got to say it's pretty difficult for Ransdell to do anything on the medium tyres. I can't imagine he meant to pit into 2 medium tyres, to be honest with you. I suspect again that's probably a mistake. Let's have a look at the penalties. I don't always do this, guys. If you watch my streams, you'll know I don't always look at the penalties, but I feel like doing it tonight. So, well, look at that. James Ransdell left 6 seconds. James is 6.0. He's just gone to 5.9. He's just entered into the 6 second, but he's just back out again. Oh my goodness, I could do that till the end of the race. So, this guy's just said in the chat his shifter's broken on his steering wheel. Seems like the bolt snapped. Oh dear. Unlucky Scar. It's Johnsy with a 9 seconds. And Misfit. Again, Misfit's only... Well, no, he's not. He's got 3 seconds himself, so he's not within penalty range. Double-edged sword here for James, because he wants the guys ahead to battle to bring him back into the potential of nicking a spot off of Ransdell. But at the same time, when they're close, they're getting a DRS. But I think Ransdell's made a mistake somewhere. Either on the lead up to Eau Rouge or just going into Eau Rouge, I'm not sure. So he's dropped out of DRS range, and James is within the 6 seconds now. Let's go to Tim though, because he is caught up now. Oh, sorry, no. Naguio's gotten back past him, hasn't he? Here. Oh, okay. Gunnar's got 6 seconds. I didn't realise that. So Niall looking good for a well. As long as Niall just keeps the car going to the end of this race, I feel that's all he needs to do for a podium. Really. It's a little bit too close to comfort to Nakaguna there. It's just sort of took a bit of a funny line. But thing is, from Guna's perspective here, as I said, there's always a chance that a driver may have had something happen which they feel means they could get a penalty removed. So actually, if he got 1 of the 3 seconds removed, it wouldn't do anything against in terms of stopping Niall take the podium, but it would enable him to stay ahead of Tim. So Niall presumably is going to look to go through here, and he does. So Tim not close enough to go through as well. So you have to give it to the top three here. I think all three of these guys have driven an absolutely stupendous race. Right. Okay, Tim's just managed to nip ahead of Gunnar. Gunnar's staying very, very close to him. If Gunnar tries to battle back here, then that says to me that Gunnar is probably going to look to try and get 3 seconds removed, because otherwise there's just no reason why we'd try and battle back. So it just gives us that idea. But in a way, I think we should go to the front man, Josh, head in for what's been an absolutely fantastic victory. He's done everything right, really. Made the stops at the correct times. He did really well catching back up to Ramon. So, James picks up 3 seconds at the end. That's going to stop him from gaining that place. That'll be frustrating for him. Josh then wins in Spa. Master spread in P2. A fantastic P2. And takes my driver of the day. Which means he cannot be voted driver of the day in the chat, because he's already won mine. Niall Guio in an awesome P3. Well done, man. Tim, P4. Really good fight back. Mirage, just brilliant. Just brilliant from Mirage. Up 10 places, look. Gunnar up to finishes P6 after the penalties. Whether, as I say, he might be able to get something removed, I don't know. But even so, P6, I think, with this grid is a really good result for Gunnar. So, well done. Ramon P7. I'll go through the rest in just a moment. Well done, Josh. I will be inviting the top 3 to a quick interview in a moment. Please come and join. I'll just do the rest of the rundown. Oh no, I'll invite you first, and then I'll do the rest of the rundown. So there's the winners. I don't really want to sit around looking at. Fastest laps of Josh as well, for 1:44.005. So let's get these boys in for a quick chat if they can. So, just while we're waiting for anybody to join, let's continue on then. So, Sniper Monkey P8, Johnsy P9, Misfit P10, Fairly 11, Fatal 12, Ransdell 13, James, our final finisher, in P14. Scar, unfortunately, retiring out after a problem with his wheel, I believe, with one of the shifters. And we also lost Cumulo Nimbus, Boulange, Clements, and Mako at some point as well. Just quickly scroll through the incidents so the stewards have got them in case they need them. There we go. Let me just, what I do realise I haven't enabled you guys to include your audio yet, so just bear with me. There we go. Okay, so I've done it my end, so you guys should be able to tick your boxes now to include your audio, if you can. Excellent. Okay, oh, Spreader, I didn't see you join. Didn't realise you were there. Okay. So Niall, have you included your audio?
Yeah, indeed I have.
Excellent, awesome. Well, congratulations. Well, I'll go speak to you first, Niall. So, is it Niall or Neil?
Well, everyone gets it wrong at this point. Just call me whatever you want.
Okay, I'll just say Niall. I can just call you Guio. Right, congratulations, man. Really, really good job tonight. I thought you'd messed it by starting on the inters, to be honest with you, but it didn't really work, did it? But it wasn't too bad because of the timing of the safety car. It sort of minimised the damage from it. But you fought back superbly to end up on the podium, so well done. Just take us through your sort of side of the race from your point of view.
So, obviously I've chosen to start on the inters, which was... I thought at the time it could be a good gamble, actually. I thought after a couple of laps it might just go into conditions and I'd be faster and then I'd probably end up in the lead. Except that didn't happen. Because the weather thing on the start screen said it was like interraining, gonna put on full, I don't know why. So I just tried to keep it on the island for the first like 7 laps. Another safety car. Both advantages, just advantage myself. More probably disadvantage, but oh well, fresh tyres. So then I just just followed the pack, made sure I was there, and then of course dried out. Then some people on the wets crashed out, I think, and then just made the wrong decisions. So I gained a few positions from that. And of course, Guna's 6-second penalty that helped me quite a lot actually in terms of my confidence and how much to push. And then that fight at the end, well, after setting on soft, that was actually quite enjoyable actually, trying on a soft after being in the wet for quite a long time. And yeah, pushing quite hard. And then P3, that is brilliant
Yeah,
for my first time here actually.
absolutely. And you drove brilliantly all the way through, I have to say. Um, so yeah, no, congratulations, man. I thought you were absolutely superb tonight. So well done. And I'll say this now: any of the guys that have just come into reserves tonight, if any of you do fancy sticking about, just let Gunnar know because there's definitely seats available. So if any of you do fancy doing it, just let Gunnar know, and he'll sort you out. So, okay, master spread. I'll come on to you, P2, in a ridiculously fast field. um, well done, mate. Well done. You qualified quite well. Kept your nose clean throughout most of it, which was that probably the secret to the podium?
Um, I think it was, yeah, just try and keep the car on the track, keep it out the walls, and don't push too hard. Don't be getting yourself in a stupid position, and just drive the car. Obviously, like I said I'm still adjusting my pedals back to where they should be instead of what they was. So I'm still getting used to that, but it's definitely, I feel like my pace is definitely coming back now that I've fixed my pedals. So that's a
Yeah,
good thing. Yeah. Didn't get off the
yeah.
line
Well,
well.
I know. I mean, I noticed because I also do the comms on PRF1 on Friday, and I have noticed the last sort of few weeks that your quali pace has improved a lot. So, um, your race pace has always sort of been there or thereabouts. But your quali pace has improved a lot. So that certainly suggests that you're getting sort of more comfortable now.
Yeah, it's definitely this. It's helping out, and especially tonight, having more of the throttle to play with as well. Instead of having like 10% of it, I've got like 80% of it now, so I can turn the car a bit on the with the throttle. So that helps, especially in these conditions. And yeah, it was a good race because you don't ever expect it in this sort of league. Like there's so many quick drivers in this league. It's just a case of try and be consistent. And thankfully tonight that was enough to get us on the podium. Josh couldn't quite catch him at the end. He was too quick for me, but GG's to him for that because we had a good battle.
Yeah, it's because he was running 0-0 wings. Did you see how quick he was on the straights? It's
It was
ridiculous.
quick.
Uh, yeah, but no, massive congratulations, mate. And I feel a bit mean to Niall, but you're my driver of the day tonight. So congratulations on that as well. That'd be a bonus point. But don't forget, you
Cheers.
do vote for the driver's driver of the day in the Discord as well. But you're not allowed to vote for you because you've won mine. So perhaps Niall could be given that one by the drivers. Right, okay.
Cheers.
Josh,
Hello.
Josh, congratulations, mate. Victory in a really difficult race for everyone, let's be honest. But much like Spreader, you kept it. You kept the car going in the right direction. Kept your nose clean. Got on with it. Pushed a bit when you had to catch Ramon, because also you didn't want the weather to change before
Yeah.
you got him. So just take us through it from your side.
It was a really interesting race after turn one, lap one, where loads of stuff happened. But yeah, I just sat behind really. Annoying spread overtook me in the full wets because my controllers didn't full lock and then they went straight on. But I just sat back and raced, let people battle, and used my battery well, which got me all my overtakes I needed. Really.
Yeah. Let's say you did seem to be very quick on the straights. So I mean, even when it was quite clear the inters were a lot better, you weren't really gaining anything through sector two on Ramon, despite the tire advantage. But as soon as you hit a straight, you were taking like 7, 8, 9 tenths out of him on each of the straights.
That's why I'm on using really high wings and me using low. Because in
Yeah.
Discord he said he was using 40, 30 something.
Right.
He was
Okay.
using
That-
stupidly high wing. I think he
Yeah.
banned from it staying wet. But yeah.
Yeah. I guess yeah. I mean, coming back to Niall's sort of situation with trying to start on the inters, I guess the restart probably affected that a lot because once you have a restart, of course, the weather gets you put the weather in and it's absolute definite it's going to do this at this time, this at this time. Whereas if you just carry on without a restart, the weather can be it could have dried up a lot sooner. Did you have any thoughts of maybe doing the same and starting on the inters?
I had a small thing, but I figured start on the tyre the track is and just go from there. If I lose time, I
Yeah.
lose time, but I figured Inters would have died out before it got to dry, so they would have had to have pit anyways.
Yeah. But yeah,
It really did.
it did seem to take a long time for it to go from wets to inters. It's you know, when it happened, it really happened quick, but it took a long time for it to happen. But yeah, well, in a way, massive congratulations to you three on your podiums, but to everybody tonight. Really, it was a fantastic race, and you know, it's in those conditions as well. It's very very difficult for everyone. So, but yeah, no, fantastic race tonight. I really enjoyed that. Okay, guys. Other than that, I'll be back live tomorrow night for a WAOF1. They're Tuesday night, so please come and join us for that. That's at 8 o'clock for a full quality 50% race. So I'll see you then. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your evenings and see you soon.